At 42, Jessica Thompson had worked tirelessly for everything she owned, proudly residing in her beautiful two-story home in Chandler, Arizona. Her backyard was a sanctuary, complete with palm trees and a crystal-clear pool that sparkled under the sun. She had purchased a house on her own, with no handouts or shortcuts, just years of hard work and smart choices. Her neighborhood was a mix of families, some friendly, others more reserved. Jessica preferred it that way. She wasn't looking for community accolades, just a peaceful life. But that peace was shattered one Saturday afternoon when she returned home from running errands. Wet footprints led from her backyard gate to sidewalk. Initially, she thought it might be the landscaper, but then she spotted a dripping towel tossed over her fence. Alarmed, she checked her pool. The water level was lower, her float was moved, and a half-empty soda can sat on her lounge chair. Someone had invaded her space. Trying to remain calm, Jessica asked her neighbors about it, but they shrugged it off. Just kids being kids. One woman laughed. Another neighbor, a man in his 60s, remarked, "They're just having fun. You got a nice pool, Jessica." His tone irked her, but she chose not to push it. Instead, she tightened the lock on her gate, hoping it wouldn't happen again, but it did. A week later, she heard splashing while sitting in her living room. At first, she thought it was a pool filter, but laughter followed. She peeked outside to find a teenage boy swimming in her pool, while a girl dipped her feet in the water. "Excuse me," Jessica shouted, flinging the door open. The kids froze, eyes wide. The boy stammered, "We thought you wouldn't mind. Did you think to ask?" Jessica snapped. The girl mumbled something about living 2 houses down before they bolted. Heart racing. Jessica wanted to let it go, but the next day, she confronted their parents, expecting an apology. Instead, she was met with an argument. "They're just kids," the mother scoffed. "It's hot out. What's the big deal?" Jessica's jaw tightened. "The big deal is that this is my property. I didn't give out invitations." The father crossed his arms, muttering, "You're being dramatic." That word stung. Jessica bit her tongue, opting to install security cameras instead. For 2 weeks, the cameras seemed to work. No more footprints, no more uninvited swimmers. Maybe she had made her point. But one scorching Saturday, she returned home to find her side gate ajar. A chill ran down her spine as she walked around back. Her yard was packed with people. Adults lounging, beer bottles scattered, and her pool full of strangers. "Hey, Jessica. Hope you don't mind." Sarah, a neighbor from 3 houses down, waved as if it were a casual gathering. "Mind? I do mind. Every single one of you, get out now." Jessica's voice was sharp and steady. Some froze, others exchanged glances. "It's just a pool," Sarah scoffed. "It's my pool, my house, my yard. You don't live here." Jessica shouted. Someone muttered, "What's her problem?" That was it. Jessica stormed the pool equipment box, grabbed the remote, and shut off the pool filter. "I'm calling the police," she announced. That got them moving. Drinks were snatched, towels wrapped up, and within minutes, her yard was empty. Sarah rolled her eyes as she left, muttering about Jessica being uptight. Fuming, Jessica locked the gate behind them. This wasn't over. They had zero respect for her, and if respect wouldn't stop them, something else would. Sitting at her kitchen table, she reviewed the security footage. The audacity of these people. She was done being nice. If they wanted to treat her pool like a neighborhood water park, she would ensure their next visit would be their last. First, she visited the hardware store, purchasing heavy-duty locks for her side gate and pool equipment box. Next, she ordered a special chemical treatment for her pool, something that would turn the water bright green if someone peed in it. Then, she had a custom sign made. Warning: pool chemically treated for unauthorized use. Exposure may cause rash, severe itching, or temporary skin discoloration. To sell it, she placed an empty hazardous chemical container near the pump. The next hot afternoon, she watched from her window as a couple of teenagers approached her fence. They stopped, read the sign, and quickly turned around. Jessica smirked, feeling a sense of satisfaction wash over her. Later that night, Sarah walked her dog and spotted the sign. She pulled out her phone, typing furiously. Jessica checked Facebook moments later and found a post in the neighborhood group. FYI, looks like Jessica put some kind of weird chemical in her pool. Says it causes rashes and skin issues. Just a heads up. The comments rolled in, filled with concern and outrage. What if it leaks into ground? That doesn't sound legal, one neighbor wrote. Jessica laughed. They were furious, not because she was lying, but because they realized their free ride was over. For the first time in months, Jessica felt at peace. No more random towels. No more strangers in her yard. But then came a knock on her door. IT was Sarah, arms crossed and looking furious. We need to talk, she demanded. Do we? Jessica replied, raising an eyebrow. People are saying you put dangerous chemicals in your pool. I did, Jessica said smoothly, to keep out uninvited guests. Sarah's jaw clenched. You can't do that. What if a kid touches the water? A kid who broke into my yard. Jessica shot back. Sarah faltered. That's not the point. It's exactly the point, Jessica insisted. I told people to stay out. They didn't listen, so I took precautions. Sarah rolled her eyes. If you weren't so unfriendly, maybe people would actually like you. Jessica laughed genuinely. That's your problem, Sarah. You think being liked means letting people walk all over you. Frustrated, Sarah turned to leave. Enjoy being the mean neighbor. Enjoy using your own hose this summer. Jessica called after her, shutting the door with a smile. The freeloading days were over. Jessica had reclaimed her peace. Her pool was hers again, and she never had to call the police. Some people don't respect boundaries unless they're forced to. Jessica had tried to be nice, but when that failed, she took a stand. Was she petty? Maybe. But was she wrong? Not even a luau as the weeks passed. Jessica noticed a change in her neighborhood. The kids who once trespassed now avoided her yard, and the adults seemed to respect her space. She even caught a glimpse of Sarah walking her dog on the other side of the street, deliberately avoiding eye contact point one afternoon. While lounging by her pool, Jessica received a message from a neighbor named Mark, who lived a few houses down. Hey, Jessica, I just wanted to say I admire how you handled that situation. It's your property, and you deserve to enjoy it without interruptions. Jessica was taken aback. Thank you, Mark. It's been a challenge, but I'm glad to finally have my peace back. As summer rolled on, Jessica found herself hosting small gatherings with friends, enjoying her pool without the fear of uninvited guests. She even invited Mark and his family over for a barbecue, hoping to foster a more positive relationship with her neighbors. During the barbecue, Jessica and Mark chatted about their lives, and she learned that he had faced similar issues with his own property. It's tough to set boundaries, especially when people think they can just take advantage of you, he said, nodding in understanding. Jessica smiled, feeling a sense of camaraderie. Exactly. It's all about respect. I just want to enjoy my home. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the backyard, Jessica felt a sense of accomplishment. She had stood her ground, reclaimed her space, and even managed to build a bridge with some of her neighbors. But she also knew that not everyone would change overnight. Some people would always test boundaries, and she had to remain vigilant. Reflecting on her journey, Jessica realized that standing up for herself had not only protected her home, but had also empowered her. She had learned it was okay to be assertive and that setting boundaries was a crucial part of maintaining her peace. As the summer came to an end, Jessica felt a renewed sense of confidence. She had transformed from the quiet neighbor into someone who commanded respect, and while she hoped for a peaceful future, she was ready to defend her space if necessary. Have you ever had to stand your ground when people tried to take advantage of you? She pondered. How would you have handled the situation? Let's talk about it. And remember, respect is earned, not given. With that thought in mind, Jessica raised her glass to the sunset, ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing she had the strength to face them head on.